And the winner is Egypt. Thanks to Mohamed Salah, the Pharaohs will go into the last 8 after their win against Ivory Coast on Wednesday. The two teams were tied at the end of regulation time, but despite extra time, neither of the continent's giant was ready to bow. Both teams had beautiful goal chances in the 98th minute for Ahmed Sayed and in the 104th minute for Ibrahima Sangare. It is finally on shootout session that Egypt took the lead to eventually crush the Elephants' dreams with a 5-4 win on penalties, the third time Ivory Coast loses to the Pharaohs in those circumstances. On their quest for an 8th continental trophy, Egypt will meet Morocco on Sunday, January 30. The trial of former tycoon Carlos Manuel de São Vicente was postponed on Wednesday. His money laundering trial was rescheduled after a procedural mistake was picked up by his lawyers. He was the CEO of a business which sold insurance contract to the Angolan's national oil company. Carlos Manuel de São Vicente is married to a daughter of former President Agostinho Neto. The law requires that a convocation should be sent 15 days before the start of the hearing by the prosecutor and the defense. Unfortunately, this was not done. The defense only became aware of this on January 18, which prompted them to request the postponement of the trial. The opening of the trial was therefore postponed to February 11 at 9 a.m. in the same courtroom. Carlos Manuel de São Vicente was taken into custody in September 2020. His arrest followed an anti-corruption crusade launched by Angolan President Lourenço. I am very worried because until now what I observe is that human rights have not been respected. The presumption of innocence was not respected either. The rights of the defense have not been respected. I note that he has been jailed for 600 days, whereas normally pre-trial detention should never exceed 1 year in this country. De São Vicente is one of the main prominent figures under the Dos Santos presidency who are now tarnished by corruption claims. Swiss prosecutors have also alleged that he laundered money.
With the euphoria that greeted Burkina Faso's new army rulers dying down, analysts say the junta must quickly address the underlying causes of popular discontent. The country of 21 million people has one of the lowest levels of human development and high poverty rates.
I don't believe in any form of coup d'etat. I believe in democratic institutions, democratic way of resolving issues, because the military takeover is not going to change the real driving forces of the conflict. What are the real driving forces of the conflict? Unemployment, lack of youth entitlement to their citizenship, and lack of security for the ordinary Burkinabe, and above all, poor governance.
Soldiers on Monday overthrew President Roch Marc Kabore's government and suspended the constitution after popular anger over his failure to end militant attacks. West African leaders are due to hold a summit Friday to discuss the crisis in the country.
The regional bloc, ECOWAS, have slept on its job. More often than not, when the citizens are agitated, they don't seem to come on the side of the people. They wait until when these disgruntled junior officers, after several cries of the people, come to stage a mutiny, which more often than not, the citizens will come out to celebrate them. ECOWAS has failed and is largely becoming a dysfunctional body. And I think ECOWAS needs to take a step back, do more consultation, apply patient diplomacy, and build the capacity of these countries in ways that they can be able to offer its citizens good governance and security.
In the capital, Ouagadougou, the situation remained calm on Wednesday after the tense events of Sunday and Monday.
In Ivory Coast, jihadist attacks have ramped up hostility towards the Fulani, a mainly Muslim ethnic group that some accuse of providing the bulk of the raiders. Kafolo is one of the towns located near the border with Burkina Faso. Here, jihadist attacks have persisted and lasted for quite some time now. In less than 18 months, jihadists have struck twice, killing 16 soldiers. The Fulanis are always accused of orchestrating and even helping the jihadists. Fulanis are in the bush grazing their cattle, so we are afraid to go to the fields. We can't do what we used to do. In the absence of claims of responsibility for the Kafolo attacks, the Ivorian authorities have said they were the work of foreign nationals. Fulani are also sometimes blamed for the attacks and even aiding the jihadists orchestrate these attacks. Communities like these that live close to the Fulanis always bear the brunt. If a Fulani comes to Kafolo sincerely, we will not chase you away because we are all human. But if you come directly to present your grievances, I will listen to you, and now I want to know, where have you been and why do you want to come? A number of Fulanis have also spent considerable period of time in prison after being suspected of having links to jihadists in the region. But to some of them, this is part of their home and identity. He said, I love this village. I married a woman from this village with whom I have children. I am settled. I managed to provide for us. Everything is going well. In the Sahel to the north of Ivory Coast, years of jihadist attacks have ravaged the economies of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger. The fight to end insurgency has always been futile in this region.
Afghanistan's rich musical culture under the growing humanitarian crisis is under threat as the Taliban have banned music since their return to power last year. Music, including pop, was allowed a free rein during the past 2 decades in Afghanistan, with local television even showing a pop idol talent contest equivalent. But following the Taliban's return to power, traditional Afghan music now relies on devotees overseas.
You cannot be a musician in Afghanistan, and they cannot play music. Music is banned, and you saw the picture and videos that they burn, the instrument. And so, as far as I know, most of the musicians, they are trying to get off the country, and that's another scenario which is really, really hard, to get out of the country, and then where to go, and then how to, continue their career. So it's really, really, really difficult situation. Yeah.
Umayyaun Saki had just performed at London's Barbican Concert Hall to raise funds for emergency medicine and education in his homeland. He says playing the traditional music instrument takes him back home.
Exactly, it is. That's why we call this is national instrument for Afghanistan. And then, of course, each time when I perform, I feel like I'm in Afghanistan. And then everybody they feel the same, and then that's why I love all instruments, but Rubab, I feel like I have my Afghanistan in my hand.
The Taliban clampdown is a repeat of the hardliners' previous time in power between 1996 and 2001, when they banned music as sinful under a strict interpretation of Islamic law.